You're watching India Prime, turning our attention to the state of Karnataka. Just when women in the country have started pushing boundaries of the workspace and are demanding equal rights, a legislature committee in Karnataka has suggested that women should not be asked to work in night shifts because it is unsafe. Bengaluru has been under the scanner for multiple cases of molestation that were reported in the recent past. However, instead of beefing up the facilities in the city, the government is contemplating instructing employers to hire only men to do the night shifts. MLA N.A. Harris, who heads the committee that made these recommendations, spoke to WION's Nishchita Virendra. Let's listen to what he said.
Well, a state legislature committee in Karnataka has proposed that night shift for women be stopped in all sectors as their security is at risk. I have MLA N.A. Harris with me, who heads this committee. Mr. Harris, if you can tell me what exactly are the recommendations? Why have you proposed that the night shifts be stopped?
See, it is not any stop. We have asked that wherever it could be avoided, and it should be avoided. Like wherever the woman could be avoided, gents could be given that night shift. Because see, woman has more responsibility also as a family member, as a mother. She has to take care of the children. Morning night she is working, morning children would have gone to school. Night the children come back in the evening, mother is gone for. How do you groom the next generation? Don't you think there is a bigger responsibility of grooming next generation also? And protection to women. Whatever is happening, we are seeing things are happening in the night more than in the day. See, it doesn't mean that, okay, we have to just avoid for that sake, but in general, it could be much better. So, wherever possible, if suppose a company only has women, we cannot avoid there the night shift. But wherever it is avoidable, where they can avoid and give the men in the daytime and give men in the night and give the ladies in the day, that could be much more better. And I have got a lot of requests from women people working that telling that we find it difficult, they don't change our shift, we are forced to come in the night and things like that. So we felt it could be avoided wherever possible.
Thank you very much. Well, that was MLA N.A. Harris, who went on to state that they're not looking for a complete ban on women working in night shifts, but what they're saying is employers can probably gauge the situation, and maybe in some cases women can avoid working in night shifts. But to what extent will this rule be implemented, and what sort of a reaction will it be getting from different sectors like IT, where you have night shifts? Bengaluru has a very thriving call center business as well, where you have night shifts and women actively working there. So what is the kind of reaction they will give if this rule is implemented is something that we have to wait and see. In Bengaluru with video journalist Padmanabha Rao, Nishchita, WION.
And well, here is what some of the young women have to say on the latest developments in Bengaluru city. Let's try and listen in.
Women mostly prefer working on days, not on nights, because they feel unsafe. That's the only reason. It might, but government can make it like a safer place, and they can start working night shifts and all.
Here, especially in Bangalore, all men and women, they're equal, right? And actually, government should plan something so that women can work at night. He should be working towards that, and not that restricting women, go sit at home, do your work. It's not like that. It's 21st century.
Look, I think it's their personal choice to work, and if government want to do something to get down the crime rates, I think they should work more on the security aspect rather than stopping the women from getting to work.
I think the government should work on the security instead of like not letting them go for night shifts.
I don't think so. It's fair for women to not work in night shifts. I think they should cancel this, because we have equal rights to go and work. So I don't think so they should do this.
Well, of course, Bengaluru city employs thousands and thousands of young IT professionals, includes men and women. You heard some of the reactions there, both from men and women, not really in favor of these recommendations of this MLA N.A. Harris. Recommendations, they might also go against the state government's historic decision, if one remembers, to remove restrictions on allowing women to work on night shifts in all sectors. This was just last year, and it was done to provide equal opportunities to women. So big question now is what happened to that decision of the government. And for that, implementing that decision, the government, remember, had amended the Shops and Commercial Establishment Act of 1961, also the Factories Act of 1948, to make changes in the work schedule so that there is some sort of parity between gender parity as far as working in Bengaluru city is concerned. We'll try and get you some reactions on this story from Bengaluru at this point in time. Let me go across to my colleague Nishchita Virendra. She's joining me live from Bengaluru, tracking these developments very, very closely. Nishchita, give us a sense of how are these recommendations being really taken on the ground? We saw some reactions a short while ago. Are there any people at all who perhaps will be in favor of such a move in Bengaluru, or is it a unanimous sort of reaction that you're getting? Well, Nishita, can you hear me?
There are several individuals who have approached him saying that they do not want to work in the night shift. As we know, Bengaluru has a thriving IT industry. It has... Yes, Sana, I can hear your question. In fact, my response to that is that yes, there will be two sides to this debate as well. And in Bengaluru, we are seeing two sides to the same debate. While on one hand, you have individuals who have gone on to point out that probably providing, since security has not been able to avert each and every case of molestation and rape that has taken place in Bengaluru, that is the reason why, at least for now, women should not be going in to the night shifts and should not be working late in the night. But on the other hand, a majority of the women that at least I interacted with, techies from the HR department, professionals from different industries, have gone on to point out that this is a huge step back for women who have been fighting for parity at the workspace, who have been fighting for equal rights, for equal pay and for equal opportunities at the workspace. So already, in fact, recent figures have gone on to show that in a city like Bengaluru, the working population has only 24% women and the rest 75% is men. And that is the reason why there needs to be more effort to bring the women into the mainstream, whether it is the day shift or the night shift. There should be equal opportunities for men and women is what these experts have gone on to point out, these activists have gone on to point out. But I interacted with Mr. N.A. Harris earlier today. He is the MLA heading the Women and Child Welfare Committee panel of the state legislature that put forth these recommendations in the first place, as they have gone on to state that since they have not been completely been able to avert or stop the instances of molestation or rape, and security is of prime importance for women. That is the reason why they have put forth this proposal. But certainly doesn't speak very highly of the government that is
absolutely. It seems, Nishchita, that the government is trying to shy away from its main responsibility of providing security to its citizens, especially women, rather than coming up with such an absurd ruling. At least give the flexibility to the workforce to decide or what they should or they shouldn't do. Thanks so much, Nishchita. We leave it at that for now, but we're going to be taking a short break. More news and updates follow in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.